1975, a crack commando was sent to prison by a military court for a crime he didn't commit. This man promptly escaped from a maximum security stockade straight to the Raider underground. Today, still wanted by the government, he survives as a soldier of Raider fortune. If you have a problem, if you're lucky enough to find him, proceed with caution. Be prepared. He's known to bring the fire.
What's up, Raider Nation? I'm the Commish coming to you live from Hardcore Challenge Live Studios. Deep behind the enemy line. This is Raider Reaction. What's up and happy Monday, Raider Nation. And what do? Every single Monday on Raider Reaction, we drop back deep in the pocket and let it fly league-wide as we touch on all the hot league topics and all the hot league news spinning around the entire 32 teams, silver and black, as well as the 31 enemies. Because you got to know what your enemies are up to. So we got to touch on it all. And when we're dropping back deep in the pocket, we got to have somebody to throw it to, right? Of course. We got to have somebody to throw it to. And who do I throw it to on every single Monday and Wednesday? I throw it to my homie Prime. It's Prime in the Commish every Monday and Wednesday with Ghost to the Post. And we will be doing it again so it's a little slow in the league news, not gonna lie. I'm sure you all have seen as well. It's not the what's up, Prime?
What's going on, Raider Nation? What's up, Commish?
What's up? Prime's back in the house. All right, now everything's right. Now hold on a second, Prime, because we got a contest going on here. I got a I don't know if you heard, but we got a Raider Reaction fan contest going on, so they can earn a monthly Raider Reaction Silver and Black prize pack if they are the first comment for the show. And tonight is on 6/26. It's Brian Burkett. He's got his name in the hat for prize pack. That's one tally for Mr. Brian. So what's up, Terry? What's up, Lines? Lines didn't quite make it. Jukebox in the house. Hope you're doing all right, Jukebox. What's up, Lines? Mark Anthony, Raider Natalie, Steve. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, everybody. Share it up, because we got no budget here on Raider Reaction. We rely on you. All right, so welcome back, Brian.
Thank you very much, Commish. Tell you what, it's the dog days of summer, man. Yes. So, well, at least you got a vacation. Vacation's nice. Yeah, got back from the vacation, took the family. Thank you very much, Oakland Raider football. It's good to be back. You know, I had to take a little bit of time off, spend it with the fam. Went out to this little historical site and stuff, did a bunch of stuff, yeah, with the family. You know, but it's good to be home, so.
Heck yeah. Vacations are nice, but it is always nice to get home. So, spinning around the league news, I would say one of the biggest stories I seen today was defensive tackle Nick Fairley. He's got a heart condition, and it looks like he's out for the season. He could be out for permanently.
Yeah, that could be career ending. I know this heart condition is going to have him out for the entire season this year, and which is it's a real shame because he was a decent defensive tackle. At one point in time, he was beside Ndamukong Suh up in Detroit, and yeah, they were pretty good too. So nonetheless, they both split since then. You know, Ndamukong's down in Miami, and Fairley, yeah. Where did he go? I know he's not. Oh, Jets. Hold on. Jets defense. Sorry. So yeah, Nick Fairley's going to be out for the season. So that's a shame because he's a really talented defensive tackle.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, you never want to see anybody's career ended due to something like that.
Yeah, non-football related injury. We're talking about a heart condition. I've only seen it around sports a couple of times where something like that takes a guy out. Like, you got to look at Chris Bosh for the Miami Heat. He's basically, his entire career is down the tubes because of he has a blood condition and blood clots and stuff. So yeah, it's always sad when a professional athlete happens to lose his career just due to something that's not related to the sport whatsoever. It's not like he blew out his knees or anything like that. No, he's just got a blood condition or a heart condition. Oh, man. So, yeah, Nick Fairley, I hope he comes back because he's a joy to watch.
Yeah, he said he's been playing with it since 2011. So it's something he's been diagnosed with, something he knew he had. So he's been dealing with it. But, it's just unfortunate. You hate to see anybody's career cut short due to something like that. So, all right, man. Let's jump to the juiciest topic that's a buzz, because I just got done watching it. You just got done watching it. I'm sure everybody just got done watching it. They drug it out.
They got Snoop Dogg talking about it right now.
Oh, yeah, you got Snoop. Snoop's talking about it. See, everybody's talking about it. If Snoop's talking about it, we should be talking about it. So, I mean, we're right on point with Snoop. That means that's where we're at on the meter, man. We're on Snoop level. Not quite.
No, we're not. No. I mean, maybe sometimes in some ways, but.
I stood next
to Jay Chuck
on ESPN. I was standing behind him, but
yep.
I was next to him.
I try not to respond to the comments too much, but I love that Chuck always shows up with tacos and hot peppers and fire. So
yes. On Mondays and Wednesdays when we're going Ghost to the Post, the banter is hard to keep up with the comments. So, but I hope you understand, because that's what makes the show good. It's the banter on Mondays and Wednesdays. So, hope you understand. But we did try to catch him. I try to catch him, and don't ever think I always go back and read them all. So, always go back and read them all. So, they drug the top 100 out for 20 a week, and then they're like, all right, now we're just going to give you 10 a week, and then they give you, make you watch it for 2 hours tonight, and they only give you 5 an hour.
Right.
But so let's talk about 10 through 6 first. Let's hit 10 through 6, because I don't start to get irritated until we get to the top 5. So we'll start through 10 through 6. Matt Ryan is number 10.
Matty Ice, he's pretty good. He's pretty good.
And Aaron Rodgers is number 6.
Yeah, well, Aaron Rodgers, as much as I don't like the Packers, yeah, they're one of those 4 teams anyway. Aaron Rodgers is good, and he's arguably the best quarterback in the league, depending on what you're looking for. I mean, the guy's got an arm like a cannon, and he's got feet, some of the best footwork in the NFL for a quarterback. So Aaron Rodgers at number 6, I can definitely see. Now Matt Ryan, or as I like to call Matty Ice, it's one of my favorite nicknames. Oh.
Hold on, let me stop for a second.
What's up?
There. I want to counter punch it.
All right. Okay.
Now,
all right, what's up?
All right, now, but I agree with you. I think, but now Matt Ryan, on the other hand, just to build the case for Matt Ryan, he was the number 1 offense in the league. He went to the Super Bowl. I mean, this is supposed to be voted on by what they did last year. So shouldn't he be a little – I mean, they're in the same conference. Shouldn't he be a little closer to Aaron Rodgers than 10 and 6?
I mean, it's cool that he went to the Super Bowl, but these are like individual awards. It's not about like how far they got. I mean, there were plenty of guys on this list that didn't even make the playoffs. It's not about what they did with their team necessarily. It's just how good they are as a football player, as decided on by the players.
Okay, now this leads me to the question, because I want to understand the criteria 100%. Because I was bouncing this earlier, and I'm like, okay, now what's the criteria? Because jumping up to the top 5, which is what irritates me, and this is where I want to understand the criteria. Because if you've got Von Miller at number 2 and you've got Khalil Mack at number 5, then what is the criteria that you are voting on? Because are you voting on the overall player through the career and what they are, or are you voting on that player as the player they were from last year? Are you voting on the 2016 Von Miller against the 2016 Khalil Mack, against the 2016 any other defensive player, the 2016 J.J. Watt? Are you voting on him like that, or are you voting on him as Von Miller's career against Khalil Mack's career up until that point? Because those are 2 different votes.
You're right. Those are 2 different votes. But the thing is that this whole list is composed by the players. It's not like we got writers giving their opinion. These are the guys that play against these guys. They line up against them face to face, face mask to face mask. You know, they bleed and sweat together. So that being said, there are some guys that get a little bit of a pass because of their career. That's why J.J. Watt's even on this thing. J.J. Watt played, what, 3 games last year? Played 3 games last year, so there is a bit of a career sort of, career kudos, if you will, that they still gather. That's what's going on there, you know? And that's why, how many times is – I won't get to number 1 yet. All right.
Softy balls. If that's the criteria, then okay, I can throw a little more throw less shade on the argument of Von Miller over Khalil Mack. Because at this point in his career, Von Miller's got the one thing Khalil Mack doesn't have, and when Khalil Mack gets that, he will then surpass Von Miller, who is the old guard. Khalil is the new guard coming in, and he's about to overtake him this season. So I guess I can see that. I don't
That's
see
very true.
5 and 2. I think they should have been back-to-back. But Khalil Mack's the reigning defensive player of the year. So, but I see what you're saying. The J.J. Watt.
But then again, hold on. Khalil Mack's the defensive player of the year as voted on by writers. Writers determine who the defensive player, who the offensive player, who the MVP is, not players.
True. But I would find it
guys pushing 10, sitting behind desks.
I would find it to be, for last season, I would find it hard-pressed to find too many players that you would ask if the defensive player of the year was Khalil Mack, and they would say no. He had just one of those years last year. I think he would have got it no matter who voted for it last year, but
it's true.
He had a crazy season. So Julio Jones and Antonio Brown, who we knew were going to be the top 2 wide receivers, went 3 and 4. Not a big shocker. What's up, Taz? What's up, Saturday Taz? What's up, everybody? Let's reset it. Let's reset it, Prime, so they know, because sometimes the comments get away from us on Monday and Wednesday. Why? Because this goes to the post with Prime and the Commish. Every Monday and Wednesday, we drop back deep in the pocket, let it fly league-wide, touch on all the league topics. So the banter gets crazy, and sometimes the comments get biased, but appreciate you guys joining us.
Yep, they go by fast.
So.
Yeah, Khalil Mack didn't have, an all-pro, like an all-time all-pro on the other side of his defensive line to help him out. You are correct, and maybe that's why Mack did win that, defensive player of the year. But, I mean, as much as I'm not a fan of a particular team that Von Miller plays for, okay, teams game plan for him. Like, he is the single most important player on the stupid donkeys, on the Broncos. I can see why players see him. What?
Mark the calendar, because you went donkeys. He's being poisoned by you went donkeys. You went donkeys. That's awesome.
It is no secret. The Prime does not like the Broncos. I still have not broken down my 4 most hated teams, but I tell you what, the Broncos are on that list.
Oh, everybody hates
The Broncos are definitely on that list. Oh, man, I don't like John Elway. Don't even get me started on Mr. Horsemouth. He looks like a Bronco. Wrong way, Elway. Hey, there's an open Raider.
Shanahan and Elway are the top 2 on my most hated list. My most hated coach, my most hated player. I hate them both. Donkeys. I
give them the stink face. The stink face, that's what they get. That's all they get. It's a stink face. Anyway, but Von Miller's a stud.
Oh, man.
I am repping. This is my Ichiro. This is the Japanese team that Ichiro played for.
Before he came over?
Whatever. Yeah, before he was a Seattle Mariner, before he was a Yankee, before all that stuff. Yeah, it's his old Japanese team.
Yeah. Hey, that's why he's the Raider Reaction resident sports guru. Who else is gonna come up here rocking some freaking Japanese Ichiro dual throwback
baseball jersey?
International. Yeah.
Worldwide, baby.
That's right. Absolutely. So, well, to touch on the rest of the top 10, you had 2 running backs, Ezekiel Elliott at 7, Le'Veon Bell at 9. In between them is Odell Beckham Jr. I don't mind those guys where they're at. They're all top 10 talent.
I do mind where they're at. Le'Veon Bell behind Ezekiel Elliott?
Yeah, those two.
Not a chance. Le'Veon Bell is a bigger threat on so many fronts. Catching the ball, running the ball. Man, I'm sorry. You can line him up and race him. Le'Veon's going to win that race. Ezekiel is not the running back that Le'Veon Bell is. Ezekiel Elliott runs behind the best offensive line in football. I can run through those holes. Guarantee you put me in the Dallas backfield and I can get 1,000 yards. Ezekiel Elliott did not surprise me whatsoever.
Oh, come on.
Ezekiel Elliott does not need to be higher up than Le'Veon Bell. Yeah. Me and my 5'5" 40. Oof, puffing it.
In the hole.
But oh yeah, hey, that's what they're even talking about right now. Is Le'Veon should Le'Veon Bell be ranked higher than Ezekiel Elliott? And the answer is yes. Le'Veon Bell. Yes. Well, a little prelude to later. He was on my fantasy squad for years. I drafted Le'Veon Bell as a rookie and held on to him tight because he's a stud. He can catch the ball. He blocks. He runs. Yeah. He's got that patient running style that no one can duplicate in the NFL. No one's seen anything like it. The guy can wait behind an offensive lineman for like 4 days before he breaks it loose. Ezekiel Elliott, was he like a poor man's Eddie George? Who cares?
A poor man's Eddie George. That's what you want on your tombstone. He was a poor man's Eddie George. You hope that's not the epitaph of his career.
Yeah. Eddie George had a good career.
As he's running, he was a poor man's Eddie George. On his NFL.
Nah, he's not that bad. But
never know.
Still, there's no way in the world Ezekiel Elliott is a more talented back or a better football player than Le'Veon Bell.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining us again on Ghost of the Post. Touching on all the hot league stuff. Obviously, the hottest league thing that came out was the NFL Network. Finally finished off their top 100. We were breaking that down, and we got a little extra breakdown action for you too. So let's jump back.
Snoop Dogg got Khalil Mack at number 4.
Oh, Snoop Dogg, intelligent.
Khalil Mack number 4. All right. Hold up.
Snoop Dogg, he's an intelligent fellow. Now, well, let's get it out.
He's been coaching Little League so long, he's got players.
Number 1 is
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Hurts. Tom Brady.
Hurts right here.
Stupid.
Even say it.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Tuck rule Tom. Tuck rule Tom.
It's Brady. Softy balls, Brady.
I need air in my ball, Brady.
We don't even need to give him any accolades and waste any time talking about him. We'll move on. Let's touch on some other quick league news.
You know, he's the only player in the NFL that's been in the top 5 like every year they've done this list.
Oh, that's great. That sucks. Oh, that guy, man. I'm telling you, Father Time's coming. He's creeping up on him, and it's not going to be much longer. I'm telling you. 1 year, Peyton Manning was the greatest thing since sliced bread. The next year, he had a freaking limp noodle on his arm. And
oh, my neck.
Yeah, just like that,
My
man.
neck.
He literally went from the greatest quarterback ever to just some chump. And luckily, he had a good defense, so he wouldn't have got that last one. He would not have got that last Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, that was the Raven recipe for defense right there.
Yeah,
A quarterback just good enough to get it done with a hell of a defense.
He became a game manager. Absolutely. Yeah, whatever. So,
Yeah.
Michael Floyd.
Yeah.
Michael Floyd. Did you see this story?
He's extreme. Like he's been drinking
Yeah.
Mountain Dew and vodka.
Woo! Now, he did not just
Woo.
get in trouble for OWI. He got in trouble for extreme OWI.
Extreme OWI.
That was the charge. Now, what did you do to get extreme OWI?
It's 1 part Mountain Dew, 1 part Red Bull,
What's up?
and
We got
4
Mexico in
parts
the house.
vodka.
What's up, Maria?
Whoa! Hola, ¿cómo estás, mi amigo? Polo Azuaro,
We
hey!
got Johnny. Hold on, let's spin back. Who we got now, sir? We got Raider Natalie. We got Johnny, Kaylee, Steve, Brian. Oh, CL. Drea. Assassination Lies. Taz. We got all the ladies. Chuck, of course. Raider Reaction Resource Service. Always there waiting.
The man brings tacos.
That's right.
I don't eat anything
Brings
but tacos, and that's fine.
He's waiting for the bat signal, man. He's waiting for the shield to get thrown up on the wall. And he was on it. What do you need? I got it. He was 33. And he went to high school in Idaho.
What do you mean Kirk Cousins didn't win the MVP of the All-Star game, of the All-Pro game, of the Pro Bowl? That's my bad. I just watched it. I was moved. Anyway.
Yeah, he's like, nah, I'll blow you up. All right, so what else we got touching on in the league news? We touched on Fairley. He was probably the biggest thing as he's going down. Devontae Freeman's the Falcons' Arthur Blank is saying that the deal is going to come fairly soon for Devontae Freeman, who's saying he wants elite running back money. I don't know if he's elite running back money or not. Jury's out on me on that one, but it ain't my money, so.
If you're part of a running back by committee, you don't get elite running back money.
That's what I'm saying.
If you are the Thunder or the Lightning in the Thunder and Lightning, you don't get elite running back money.
No.
You get LeGarrette Blunt money.
Which is all right money, but you ain't getting.
Which is not bad.
You ain't getting Adrian Peterson money. You just ain't. And you shouldn't.
Thanks for the tacos. No, but that's just it. That's just it. He is good. Don't get me wrong, but he is part of a tandem. So he shouldn't get elite money. And until he can do it all by himself, and there are very few running backs that do. Very few. In fact, the days of the
He's
bell
probably
cow running back,
he's probably going to
they're
get
behind
it
us.
only because he was knocking on the door last season. They were so close, and he's kind of whining about it just enough that they know they should just sign him because they need him to try and get back to where they were, and they don't want the freaking distraction. So they're just going to pay him, I think. I think
Yeah,
they're backed into it.
I still can't believe Michael Floyd, though. Extreme DUI.
I want to read the arrest report on the extreme OWI. That's what I want to know. What did you do extreme? Did you have some sort of animal in the car with you? Was there, what?
No, I'm telling you, it was Mountain Dew, Red Bull, vodka by the gallon. He was mainlining it, driving down the road, doing 120, screaming, "YOLO!" Yeah.
Like, dude,
extreme!
He wasn't just drunk, man. That dude was extreme. Or was he like on a four-wheeler? Really drunk. Like
it's not working.
Doing like Superman's on a four-wheeler, like extreme. Maybe that's what he was doing. He was drunk doing some X Games type shit.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, you can't arrest me for doing a 360 kickflip.
Yeah.
Drunk as hell.
Extreme OWI. Oh, man.
Oh.
I don't ever want to know OWI because I don't drink and drive, but I guess if I'd ever want to have one, I'd hope it's extreme.
Hey, if I'm going to have a DUI or an OWI, I'm going to make sure it's extreme. You guys will see that. It'll be on Cops. It'll be on TZ Sports. I don't care. It'll be on everything. If I ever get a DUI, and I hope I don't, that's why I Uber and stuff. But, yeah. You know who should have been higher? Julio Jones. Is Julio Jones not the third best player in the league? I think so.
I honestly thought Julio Jones was going to be number 2. And I wouldn't have said a thing about Julio Jones being number 2. I honestly thought he was. Yeah. I mean, you're just that's what I'm saying. When I am looking at the top 100, I think it should be you look at the players for what they were in 2016 alone, and you vote on them. And then you rank them. Not back, because if you rank on the talent as the single individual player, how do you not have Julio Jones as top 1 or 2 players? The dude's he's unbelievable. And Khalil Mack should be right behind him.
I got to send a shout-out to a couple of guys I haven't seen in a while. Chris Rorta, Jeff Shelton, tuning it. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Good to see you. Yeah, Julio Jones is probably – I think Julio Jones could have been they could have been number 1. Julio Jones could have been number 1, Tom Brady number 2, and I would have been like, okay, because he's that dominant. Because who else had 240 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns this past year? Who else? No one. No, Antonio Brown didn't even come close to those numbers.
You're yelling at me.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I said
I'm sorry.
Yes. I agree with you.
I'm all pumped up. I haven't had my medication today. Leave me alone.
Thanks, Brian. Good Lord.
Me and Julio down at the schoolyard.
But if the criteria is if you're voting on what they've done career-wise to that point, then I can see Von Miller ahead of Khalil Mack. But if you're voting on what they did individually in 2016, no way Von Miller's over Khalil Mack. No way. But if you're looking at career up until the last year, he's got the ring, and that puts him over Khalil Mack for now. So,
hold on. Because he has a ring that puts him, I don't think the ring does it. I'm not one of those ring guys. Being one of those ring guys means Jim McMahon is a better quarterback than Dan Marino.
No.
The ring argument means Jim McMahon is a better quarterback than Dan Marino. Nope.
Not necessarily, but it does hold water in some arguments. It depends on the context in which you're comparing it.
Sure.
I don't think I like that. Sure. Well.
Well, all right. Well, we just move. Hey, if you're just tuning in, this is Goes to the Post with Prime and the Commish. I am Prime. He is the Commish. All part of the RAIDER reaction. Mondays and Wednesdays. Goes to the Post. We go league wide. We talk about all news.
Pocket and letting it fly league wide. Touch on all the hot league news topics every Monday and Wednesday because we typically keep it silver and black, but we got to know what the other 31 teams are doing because it is
Let's go.
the NFL. And speaking of, nice segue into our next segment, which is Prime and the Commish Fantasy Football Breakdown. So we are going to touch
Fantasy
on,
Football Breakdown.
because obviously fantasy football is right around the corner as well. And fantasy football is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And you want to know who the top guys are, because not only are the top guys what's happening out there, you want to know who the top guys are you should be looking for and you should be drafting in your league that you are in. So we're going to touch on the top offensive positions, top rookies, top sleepers, and guys who are in jeopardy of being a bust this season. Try to do all that in less than 30 minutes.
Holy smokes.
What?
We don't have enough time. We don't have time. Less than 30 minutes, I didn't realize. I was not watching the time.
Well, we're going to do it. It's going to be ready,
all right.
set,
Let's get it on. Let's get it on.
do it.
Thank you, Chris. Fantasy football.
Quarterback.
Breakdown.
Number
Quarterbacks.
one. Thank
Aaron
you,
Rodgers.
as always, and we appreciate each and every one who showed up. Hold on, Prime. Now, I appreciate it. So, all right. Quarterbacks. Number one is on my list. Well, let's look at it. I'm looking at these in gold, silver, and bronze categories. So your gold category quarterbacks are Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, and Tom Brady.
Drew Brees?
Yes. Statistically, he still puts up the stats. And he's
Did he throw for 4,000 yards last? Or did he throw for 5,000 yards last year? I'm not sure that he did.
He did. He threw for 5,208.
All right. Drew Brees still getting it done down there in the South.
And 37 touchdowns. And 37 touchdowns. So that's what I'm saying. No, his team's not great. No, he's not driving him to the playoffs. But if Drew Brees is your fantasy quarterback, you're not looking for another one because he's putting up points every single week. So
you got to have a good backup.
I agree.
Yeah,
but that puts him up there in that gold category.
Yeah, I would agree. So,
Tom Brady and
Drew Brees. Yeah.
Those are the two guys you should be picking up. Now, it's your next team.
And Aaron Rodgers even gets you those rushing yards. Aaron Rodgers gets you those rushing yards.
Now, it's your next group that starts to get hairy. Yeah, you've got your top three. You know, those guys are solid. You can almost put Matt Ryan in that category, but I don't know if I'm ready to put him there. Close.
He is so close. He's so just close. Underneath those guys.
Andrew Luck is kind of the same to me.
No, Andrew Luck is garbage.
Yeah, and Roethlisberger.
He had a terrible season last year.
You got Roethlisberger. You got Mariota. This whole next wave after you knock out the old veterans is so iffy at quarterback when you're looking at it fantasy wise. Very iffy. Even Derek Carr. Derek Carr has not been a fantasy juggernaut.
Fantasy stuff. He has his games, though.
He has his games, but at a quarterback at your fantasy position, you want a guy like Drew Brees, who you don't care if their team's winning. He's coming out and throwing for 400 or 500 yards every week and throwing for 3
Luck is not better than Cam Newton. Luck is nowhere near Cam Newton. Cam Newton went to a Super Bowl. Cam Newton has led the league in total touchdowns. What's Luck done? What has Luck done?
He has an awesome neck beard. He's got an awesome neck beard.
Boo, neck beards. Shave your necks, gentlemen. Keep it clean.
Keep it clean. Keep it fresh. What's up, CV? Stay strong, brother. So,
but in that second group of quarterbacks, though, I mean, you got to look at Matt Ryan. You got to look at Matt Stafford. You got to look at Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson's up there. He's immobile. He's I definitely put him in that second tier. What about Kirk Cousins?
Well, Kirk Cousins, he falls out. Oh, guys, I hate to do it, but I just got my boy, my son just came downstairs.
Oh, we got a special guest. What's up?
This is my son, Cameron. Cameron, can you say hi to everybody? All right, buddy. Can you go back upstairs?
All right.
All right. Yep.
You want a guest spot? There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Sorry. Riding solo this week. My wife is out of town, so I'm doing that single parent thing currently.
Yeah, that's all right. Nothing wrong with the guest spot. Nothing wrong with the guest spot at all.
Yep.
All right. So, is there any other? What do you think about Dax Prescott? I don't see him as. I see him as having a big fall off. Yeah, I don't see him as being much as far as fantasy wise.
Fantasy wise, he didn't do a whole lot last season.
No.
I mean, he got the ball down the field, but he wasn't scoring those touchdowns. What's up, Helen? He wasn't scoring those touchdowns. Like, they were handing the ball off to Zeke, and every now and again, I mean, he could barely feed Dez Bryant. Dez Bryant was hungry. Dez Bryant wanted to chew on some of that, but no.
Yeah, he's hungry. All right. So, I don't see any other guys that jump out at me as somebody I want on my board. Deshaun Watson, he's kind of a dark horse to me at a rookie, but I mean, you're really gambling there, man. That's if you're reaching.
Yeah.
So
you only way you go with a rookie quarterback in the NFL is if you think he's going to be great, because odds are that first year he is not going to be great. He might have flashes of greatness, but he is not going to be great.
I agree. Tampa cute quarterback, Scott, famous Jameis Crab Legs. He's Jameis is an interesting one. He's a quarterback that I could see possibly not being a bad fantasy quarterback. He gets the stud rookie tight end he gets Deshaun Jackson, he gets Mike Evans. He's got a squad around him, man, and he's got a big arm. He's got rocks in his head, but he's got a big arm, and he'll sling it. So, fantasy-wise,
you could see Jameis move into that second tier. This could be his year. Like, I think he can move into that second tier of quarterbacks.
They've given him all the pieces
and he's got weapons galore. I mean, Mike Evans is a top 5 wide receiver. Deshaun Jackson takes the lids off of defense no matter who he plays for. And he's played forever, too, out of the University of California. Like, man alive. Deshaun, man, that is such a good pickup for them. If he's on the other side of Mike Evans, that's why I picked him to be a wild card. Right there.
All right. Keep moving, Prime, because we're going to squeeze this in. Let's move on to running backs. Again, looking at that gold tier, I put 3 up there at the top. David Johnson, Le'Veon Bell, and Ezekiel Elliott. Those are the top 3. Those are your gold right there for fantasy football.
Yeah. I mean, they're some of the few running backs that actually get a majority of the carries in the backfield. David Johnson, of course, he's got wheels. He's coming off an injury, though, so he has a bit of a question mark next to his name. Le'Veon Bell, he catches a screen pass, takes it. He runs the ball,
scare
takes
anybody.
it.
Everybody's saying David Johnson. Everybody's saying David Johnson, though. It doesn't seem to scare anybody.
All right, well, I'll stand here alone on my island once again and be like, I don't know about David Johnson. Until I see that man.
I'm scared of an injury. I agree with you.
Now, there's a boatload of running backs in that second tier, though.
Yeah, you've got.
RAIDER just broke it down.
You got LaShawn McCoy, Jordan Howard, Devonta Freeman,
Shady.
Melvin Gordon, DeMarco Murray, Lamar Miller, Todd Gurley, Jay Ajayi. And he was the one that came on as a flash. A lot of the, is Jordan Howard going to have a year like he had again last year? I mean, can you really rely on that?
In Chicago? Nah, man, they're going to put 8, 9, 10 dudes in the box in Chicago.
Yeah, you've got Napoleon Dynamite and possibility of Trubisky. That's your two-headed quarterback monster. You think he's going to – I don't think he's going to do that well this season with we'll see. We'll see, but then you've got Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram had a career year last year, and then they stuck Adrian Peterson behind him. So, he's going to lose carries.
He had a career year last year, but for some odd reason, I think he had a better season the year before. Maybe he played more games. Maybe it was just the way he impacted the game. Maybe it was the way he impacted fantasy football even. For some odd reason, like Mark Ingram, I just don't see how his last year was his career year. Maybe I have to go back and look at the numbers. But if you ask me, he was better the year before. I think he had more yards rushing.
Maybe. But, Ajayi, I had Ajayi. I went and traded and got Ajayi because when he was hot, I grabbed him after he was that hot first week. I went and made a big trade and got him, paid big dividends because he had some big games. But he's another one, man.
He was great for 6 games.
Yeah, and he's another one that, I couldn't ride him all year. I tried, and I still wasn't able to ride him all year. And, running back in fantasy football has become the most freaking difficult position as far as I'm concerned. Wide receivers, you can ride, and you can take a couple, and you can interchange them. But running backs, geez, they're only good for like 3 or 4 weeks.
Eddie Lacy gets $55,000 every time he loses 5 pounds.
Every time he drives by a McDonald's and does not pull in the drive-thru, Eddie Lacy is $25. It's in his contract. They have GPS tracker on his car. Every time he drives by a drive-thru, he gets $25 put in his bank account. That's one of I think that's in the fine print at the bottom of his contract.
Yeah.
He's on the Weight Watchers program. So
no, but there is a dark horse in those running backs. And he actually, I think he got hurt at the end of the season. Yeah.
Who's that?
Melvin Gordon?
Yeah, he's they're ranking him around 7 is where I'm seeing him on a lot of the polls. So Raider running backs. Got Marshawn Lynch. Now here's where when you're looking at fantasy guys, fantasy running backs, the Raiders are gonna come out with the 3-headed monster. Now, in some PPR leagues with Richard and Washington, they may be okay, but I don't think they're going to get enough touches to garner more than the splash touchdown here or there. They're not going to score you a lot of points. They're just not. In fantasy, they're not. Marshawn? What's up, Stephanie? Marshawn's going to get you those touchdowns, short yardage touchdowns, but I still question how many yards Marshawn's going to get. I think Marshawn's going to get right around the 1,000-yard mark, 1,100 at most. That's where I'm putting him. And if that's it,
but he could have a 980-yard 980-yard season.
Yeah, I think he's going to have. I keep saying it. I think Marshawn's going to have an impactful season. An impactful season does not necessarily mean a statistically great season. He's going to have a huge impact on the team. He's
Or
going to be
a fantasy football relevant season.
Yeah, but he's not going to be. Listen, Marshawn was my fantasy football starting running back in my fantasy football league, the Hardcore Challenge, was in my dynasty league for 3 seasons. I followed Marshawn. I know what he can do as a fantasy football running back. He was my number 1. I rode him for seasons. He ain't that guy anymore. He may be flashes of that guy, but he's not going to be that guy for 16 games. So
he wasn't even that guy the last season he played.
No, and that's the great thing about having Richard and Washington back there is because they're going to use all 3 of them. So Marshawn doesn't have to be that guy. He just has to be that guy when we need him to be that guy. And so that's where it comes into the impactful part. I think he's going to be hugely impactful. But fantasy-wise, he's not high on my draft board. It's just not. None of the running backs are. They're just not. All right, moving over. Wide receiver. Let's touch on wide receiver.
Is it a passing league or what? Number 1? Me and Julio down at the schoolyard. Julio Jones.
Julio Jones.
Then Antonio Bryant. Then maybe Odell. Odell Beckham. OB.
Yeah.
He's not ODB.
I put Antonio,
OBJ.
Odell, and Julio I put up towards the top. I do put Amari Cooper up in the top 10 this season in fantasy. I think DC.
He had some drops last year.
Loan in on him this season, and they're going to build a strong one. I agree with you.
He had some drops last year.
I think AJ Green's going to be back up in the top 10 again this season.
Yeah, AJ Green will be back. He's too good. He's too good. The man, he runs better routes than more than half the league. He's got fantastic hands. You know who doesn't drop a lot of balls? AJ Green. That guy. And he catches passes from the red rifle. You know.
Jordy Nelson's going to be big. He's going to be the main target for Aaron Rodgers. He's going to have a big season, I believe. Jordy's going to get a lot of dividends from that.
Okay, Jordy missed Bryant 2 seasons ago. Like a majority of 2 seasons ago. Jordy missed a lot of last year.
Yes.
So, Jordy Nelson, I tell you what, you go ahead and draft him. You go right ahead.
Is he too fragile for you?
Yeah, dude. He takes a big hit, and oh gosh, and all of a sudden he's out for 6 games. His back, his knee. Oh man, my neck and my back. Like, yeah, Jordy is way too fragile.
Well, yes. Well, Watts wants to know what about some rookie wide receivers? Well, your top rookie wide receivers are the one getting the biggest splash is Corey Davis, wide receiver for Tennessee. He's out of Western Michigan. He's 6'3", 209 pounds. He was 5th pick. He's a speedster, man. And with Mariota throwing in the ball, he's one high on a lot of people's radars as possibly one of them little gold nuggets.
So, anytime they get a new running back down there in Tennessee, they get excited because they've had a new wide receiver. And down in Tennessee, they get excited because they've had nothing but bum wide receivers there all along. I tell you what, if you want to draft fantasy football-wise, anyone from the Tennessee Titans besides Mariota and DeMarco Murray, then you got to look at their tight end. Delaney, what's his name? Delaney Walker?
Delaney Walker, yeah. Yes. I had him on my fantasy last season. He was money. He was money, man.
Yeah. Do not draft a Titan wide receiver.
No.
I don't care.
No, I agree.
Devontae Adams.
So, but then you a couple others of the hot ones. You got Mike Williams, who signed for the Chargers, although he was banged up early, man. He was already out of most of the mini camps because he was banged up. So he's banged up a little bit right out the gate. You got John Ross, went to the Bengals, who's another speedster.
Speedster doesn't even begin to describe it. He beat Chris Johnson's record at the Combine, his 40 time. Had a faster 40 time than Chris Johnson. Remember that guy? He's a running back now. He's still in the league. Plays for Arizona, I think. Yeah.
Well, he last played for Arizona.
Man, had a 2,000-yard season. And until Ross had the record for the fastest 40 time ever.
Yep.
So I think, he's going to do big. He's going to do big things.
You got Cooper Kupp, who went to the Rams, and you also got Curtis Samuel, who went to the Panthers, and Zay Jones, who went to the Bills. Those are some other possible top wide receivers. Now, when you're looking at rookie quarterbacks, there's only one rookie quarterback who's even on my radar for fantasy relevance this season. Only one, and that's Deshaun Watson. He's the only one who may have any fantasy relevance this season. There's not another rookie quarterback out there that's even going to be worth anything other than maybe a one-week fill-in. Nobody.
I drank that Kool-Aid. I think Watson is the best quarterback in this year's draft. I think he's going to be starting by week 4. I think Tom Savage doesn't sleep well at night. I think Watson's going to change he's going to change the locker room of the Houston Texans. And by the way, I'm not a fan of the Houston Texans. Just making it clear. I'm just saying. All right? Watson is going to be a stud.
That's why you're on here.
Watson is going to be a stud. That's right.
You're impartial.
I just have to clarify sometimes. People are like, man, is this guy a Houston fan? No, I think the Houston Texans name is stupid. But anyway, Watson's going to be a stud. Houston Texans.
Houston Texans. Yeah, okay. That's like being the Oakland Californians. You know?
What? Yep.
Yeah. All right, so he's pretty much the only – and I don't even think he's going to have a great year. I'm just saying he's the only fantasy quarterback or the only rookie quarterback that could possibly have any fantasy relevance this season. He's it.
Trubisky's going to get some playing time. And Mahomes is still behind Alex Smith, and Alex Smith is just serviceable to maintain his job all year.
Yeah, he'll maintain. Now, running backs is a different story. Here's where you can find that nugget out of the rookies. That one season is rookie running backs.
And you hold on to them.
Yeah, for like a year or two, they're just like a new toy, and then the wheels all fall off, they get broken and chipped.
I remember when I drafted Le'Veon Bell, I was like, I'm a genius. Anyway.
Yeah. Then he starts smoking, get high, and gets suspended, and then, you know.
Hey, I can't hate on people for what they do in their free time. I can only hate on them for what they do on the field.
Leonard Fournette. So you got Leonard Fournette. You got Christian McCaffrey. You got Dalvin Cook. You got Joe Mixon. There's 4 right there that you could make an argument for any of the 4 drafting those guys and taking a roll of the dice. Any of those guys. Fournette.
Yeah, absolutely.
Going to have a big year in Jacksonville.
Fournette's going to get the ball. Fournette's going to – I think he's going to get the ball. I think he's going to get the ball 25 times a game.
And
type numbers.
It comes down to him. What does he do with it when he gets it? You know?
Yeah.
That's the big thing. So, I agree. I think he could be big. Joe Mixon in Cincinnati's one that kind of, you know. They got
that Giovanni Bernard or whatever his name is. They got that Steven. I don't know. They got a busy backfield in Cincinnati. Now, Dalvin Cook up in Minnesota. I mean, they got your old running back.
They just signed Murray, though. They just signed
they got your old running back.
Right?
But Dalvin Cook could arguably, Captain, you got it. Dalvin Cook could be the best running back in this draft.
He could, but see, it's such a strange situation because they went and signed Latavius Murray, so they know Murray's getting a solid shot, and then that's what makes it hard in fantasy. I'm telling you, running backs are so difficult in fantasy football anymore because nobody goes solid with one guy. It makes it so difficult.
3 teams go with one guy.
Oh. All right, moving on because we're running out of time. Tight ends. Biggest rookie one on your radar should be O.J. Howard for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They went and got him as an extra weapon for Jameis, and Jameis is going to use.
And he's got hands like lunchboxes. Hands like big giant mitts, like catcher's mitts. He's got catcher's mitts for hands.
All right, let's run through some of the busts you should be watching for on your fantasy radar. Quarterbacks.
Dak Prescott.
Absolutely. Do not be fooled. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. That doesn't happen. Yep. The NFL is not that easy. He didn't figure it out. He ain't the first one.
Phillip Rivers.
Another.
Tyler Time will catch him first. Andrew Luck.
And Kirk Cousins. Beware of Kirk Cousins. I know he had a couple okay seasons. Don't drink the Kool-Aid there either. Don't put your season
I'm so tempted. How you like that? You like that? I'm so tempted to drink that Kool-Aid. For some odd reason. You like it?
Here's a couple others. We already talked about these guys. Devonta Freeman thinks he's an elite running back. I'm not ready to even drink the Kool-Aid on him and draft him on my fantasy team. He worries me.
Ooh.
Same way with Ajayi. Ajayi worries me too. I think he may be
and Freeman are. I think Devontae Freeman's going to get his. That offense hums down there in Atlanta.
No. Again, he's not the solid
Tyrod Taylor not going to bust.
So as a fantasy back, he could
Cam
be
Newton had a bad year last year and was still a pretty good year. Yeah.
Wide receivers. Tyreek Hill. If you got so enamored last season by Tyreek Hill, you're going to run out and draft him again this season, you're going to regret it. He's going to be a bust. Fantasy-wise, he will be a bust this season.
I don't know. I mean, who's the gadget wide receiver for the LA Rams? You know what I'm talking about.
Yes. Oh, my God.
Tavon Austin. I think Tyreek Hill is going to be a lot faster, slightly more talented Tavon Austin.
Maybe, but I had Tavon Austin on my fantasy team. And fantasy-wise, he wasn't that great either.
I'm not saying he's a world beater. I'm not saying he's a world beater. I'm just saying he's better than Tavon Austin.
That's what she said. No. Tight end bust. Gronk. He better be on your radar as a bust, I'm telling you. All right. Prime.
He's the best tight end there is for 3 games a year.
We're out of time.
What?
Come back Wednesday for more Prime in the Commish. More Goes to the Post. Prime. Say goodbye to Raider Nation.
Later, Raider Nation. Thanks again for having.
All right, Prime's out. We're running up short against it. Next host is up. Appreciate you all joining me. Every Monday and Wednesday Goes to the Post with Prime in the Commish. We drop back deep in the pocket. Let it fly league-wide. Talk on all the hot league topics like we just did tonight. Appreciate you showing up. Come back Wednesday. We even got a new little nugget of freshness for you on Wednesdays. Prime's going to give you every single Wednesday during Goes to the Post on Wednesday's Raider Reaction, the Prime Cut, starting this Wednesday. I'll see you tomorrow with nothing but straight silver and black. Thanks for joining me like you do every single weeknight. Right here, 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern. I'm out. Peace, love, Raider Nation.